Hello, this is Team DSG and we are here to share our final product. This is a poster for our software kernels. Its features include focus mode, budget tracker, schedule, GPI calculator, assignment tracker, and daily quotes. The app icon is shown here in the top right corner, and under it are some practices we followed throughout, some plans we have for future updates, and our tech stack. And as of right now, this is available on Android and Windows. Anyhow, onto our features.
So focus mode is based on this productivity strategy called the Pomodoro technique, where Pomodoro is Italian for tomato. Essentially, it involves breaking a session of work down with breaks in between. After every 4 intervals or Pomodoros, you are met with a long break, and this cycle continues until you end the session. This is our input interface for the focus mode. As you can see here, we have a bit of our own take on the Pomodoro technique. Instead of alternating between long and short breaks, breaks are of unit length, and you can customize the duration and number of intervals this session. Here's the UI of the timer itself. In the middle of the screen are the goal and the number of intervals remaining, and at the bottom are buttons to pause or continue, skip the current Pomodoro, or exit the session entirely. A similar interface exists for breaks, but we used a green theme to contrast with the red to remind the user to relax. When the session ends, the text widget gets updated to show a welcome message, and the number of intervals remaining drops to 0. 2 of the buttons also disappear as they become redundant. Users can track the amount of time they spend using this feature. This is to allow them to better plan their studies and keep track of their work.
Next up is our budget planner. So users can add records of their own cash flow with custom categories. Visual analytics of their expenses are also available to help better plan their budgets. To the left is the category creation menu, where users are able to create and select their own categories with a custom color. Meanwhile, on the right side, we have the statistics page. First of all, we have the option to set a monthly goal to help people plan their expenses. Below it is the net cash flow for the month. Then we have a pie chart breaking down expenses in the current month by category. And lastly, we have a line graph here displaying the expenses incurred in the past 7 days. This is the schedule. Users are able to add events by categories just like the budget planner. There are various options for recurring events, and the screenshots over here shows one example. These events can also be viewed in 2 forms, a list form and a tabular form. This is the interface to modify or add an event, and at the bottom of the card are the options for recurring events.
Now onto our GPA calculator. This is a handy tool for keeping a record of your academic performance. You can also use this to estimate your GPA and strategize your study plan. Also, you can customize grade point settings. To the left is the menu for each semester. You have the course edition section at the top, followed by the semester GPA display, and finally the list of courses taken in that semester. To the right is the menu for grade point settings. The default settings are set to that of the NUS system, but users may modify them accordingly if they wish. Here is the assignment tracker to keep note of upcoming deadlines. Approaching deadlines are shown in red to encourage the user to prioritize completing them. This is the menu to view and modify assignments. You can put a list of to-dos in the description to track your progress as you go. Lastly, we have daily quotes. This is just here to provide some motivation to students who find themselves immensely fatigued. You can also fetch quotes from the past by selecting another date.
Now, onto our tech stack. First off, we have Dart and Flutter. Dart is a programming language primarily used to develop mobile apps. It is pretty easy to pick up as its syntax is similar to other mainstream languages. It also has a wide variety of libraries available, which is what makes development using it convenient. Flutter is a UI software development kit based on Dart, and it constructs the interfaces using widgets. Next, we have Apache Hive. Hive is a data warehousing framework built on top of Hadoop, which is a software library for data processing. This allows us to store data locally, enabling offline persistence, and it comes with an extension dedicated to its use with Flutter. These are snips from our code showing how Flutter Hive stores data. It stores them in structures they call boxes, which are stored in individual files locally and cached to be loaded quicker.
This is Android Studio, which is Google's official IDE for Android. It is also our main IDE for this project, primarily for the virtual device, which lets us test our code actively during development. We also use VS Code as it is lightweight and has a wide variety of add-ons that significantly improve user experience. This is primarily used for shorter sessions of coding. Lastly, we have Git for version control. This is vital because when you run into some deadly errors that completely break your software, you can roll back to older versions. It also eases project management as a team since we wouldn't need to transfer individual files. We edit it around and keep separate notes of changes made. And that is everything we have to share for now. Thank you for staying around and have a nice day.